Welcome back to Chatter Machine. I'm Kat.
And I'm Adam.
And we are here to talk about pro wrestling despite having zero qualifications to do so. Now, typically we talk about AEW Dynamite and Collision in some kind of chronological order, but this time I'm going to go ahead and call a Code Bonnie Raitt. Put the steel guitar down, girls, because we have been given something to talk about.
It's the mission that everyone who talks about wrestling has been granted this week by Tony Khan.
And in fact, I think that's the part of the whole idea,
that's
right?
The idea, I suppose, yes.
I guess something else is happening this weekend, but we're talking about this.
I don't know what.
Let's just kind of skip ahead and talk about the AEW Men's World title change. Before we go back and talk about everything else, okay? So our Dynamite from Everett, Washington, opened with Renee Paquette backstage, kind of at the loading area as MJF is pulling in, and he is informed that, surprise, he has a match tonight.
And the silly goose has been offline because he was so happy that he beat Kenny Omega. He was just going to go be quiet and celebrate getting off social media completely.
Not checking your email.
I mean, and honestly, really good bit. I love it.
Yeah. And predictably, he immediately announces that he himself is the man who kicked out of the one-winged angel like it was nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's the right thing to do. It was good.
Yeah. He's done great. We'll get to
and we had Don Callis come in. Right?
Yes, he came up.
On the scene.
Don Callis walks up. He's shaking MJF's hand, saying, "You destroyed Kenny Omega." MJF dubs him the Mensch of the Cinch.
Pretty good.
But he's kind of pissed because apparently Andrade was supposed to win that match versus Darby.
Right, and I think Don at this point is informing MJF because, of course, MJF doesn't know anything. He hasn't been paying attention to anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, so like he didn't even know that?
Yeah, he was saying, Don is like, I have to tell you, and MJF is like, no, I wasn't watching the match. I was preparing for my match with Kenny Omega.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Which I liked it. It was
Yeah. It is funny.
I'm not complaining about this part when we get to complaints.
It is very funny. And Renee's like, Max, your match is right now. Right. And so then we cut to the ring and Darby's coming in and he's, doing his entrance. And then MJF comes out yelling. He calls.
Still wearing a suit.
He comes out in his suit. He's so pissed off. He calls Aubrey Edwards a skank.
Yep.
Like wonderful heat generating.
What did Aubrey ever do?
Darby finally is handed a mic and gives us a big cry. His voice is breaking. We're like, if I'm not ready now, I never will be. He's got this big now or never vibe.
Yeah, this is kind of where it starts to fall apart for me just a little bit. But
yeah, okay, well. And then Bryan Danielson announces, I just got a message from Tony Khan, and he agrees that it's unfair for MJF to have to wrestle when he is not prepared to do so. So to be fair to everyone, it'll be the main event tonight, and not the opening match. Yeah, okay, all right. So let's skip ahead. We could skip to the actual match, but actually I think at one point during this episode, we did get like a blink and you miss it video package about Darby and MJF and specifically their history with the side headlock takeover as the move that MJF has like consistently used on Darby over the years. And MJF had said, I think in that in-ring thing, like, I'm just going to beat you with a side headlock takeover like always.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you get a little bit of that. And then right before the match, we get a backstage moment where Sting shows up. It's Sting! And he shows up to tell Darby, it's not showtime, it's your time. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I'm like, okay, well, they've built this the whole episode.
No way he's not winning.
I'm like, okay, well, Darby's definitely winning. Let me get a piece of chocolate and come back and sit down and lock in for the match, right? So the guys get into the ring. Aubrey demands the Dynamite Diamond Ring from MJF's trunks and then makes the most fabulous stank face because she's being handed something that was touching Max's scrotum. And the bell rings. We low blow each other. Darby, successfully having punched Max in the dick, gets him in a side headlock takeover, then does a coffin drop from all four corners of the ring, and then gets Max pinned for the 3 count.
Yep.
This takes like 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
At this time, all the locker room baby faces from the men's mid-card and also like the outrunners slowly walk out clapping, and they get behind Darby as he gets emotional holding his beautiful new belt, and the camera cuts.
Yep.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
All right. So here's my critique. First of all, my critique has nothing to do with the choice to put Darby over, give him the title, to change the title, any of that stuff. That's like the big macro stuff. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine to see where everything goes from here. But I came away from this episode being like, the vibes were so weird. And the choices that were made specifically with the match just did not work for me.
It didn't land.
For a couple of different reasons.
Either.
Yeah. I have a couple different thoughts about this. First of all, AEW, like the main issue for me is that AEW seems to have prepared a couple different types of story for this, and then they mashed them together in a way that felt very dissonant and confusing. So we had this shocking squash, right? Or it wasn't
like
shocking.
A thing that can happen in sports. Like,
right. It's in line with like AEW goes with this like sports-based presentation a lot of the time, which anything can happen. Right. I like that, actually. I like sports. I love the C2. You know, I like that. But everything about the episode told us exactly what was about to happen.
Right.
And the episode was like a short version of your pro wrestling story that's like the babyface triumph story, which at the conclusion of that story, the title is effectively offered up on a silver platter because now is the right time to give this deserving person the title. Right? And that's a beautiful story. I like that kind of storytelling too. But doing them both felt like a really mixed metaphor.
Yeah. I mean, I essentially was sort of like caught up in the sort of, I will just say, joy of like sort of discovering like, oh, I think they're actually going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind the idea that was kind of telegraphed.
Right. Me either.
But as I was going along with what the episode was giving me and sort of getting worked up with like, oh, they're going to do this, I'm sitting here and I've talked some shit about Darby on this podcast, but I don't hate the character. I don't dislike the guy. I've also said he's a really good, graps wrestler when he does that.
If you've listened to any episode of Chatter Machine ever, we talk a lot about Darby because we find certain things about him very compelling. And one of those things is that he's actually a surprisingly good technical wrestler.
Yeah.
And on the odd occasion where we get to actually see him wrestle, for example, the match he just had with Andrade, we love that shit.
Yeah, and his stunt spots can be great too. His match with Gabe Kidd was surprisingly amazing. His match with Andrade, we've seen great work from him.
Right.
So that is all to say, I was hotly anticipating, this is going to be a great match. Right? And then it was just sort of like rug pulled out from under me. Like,
we're like,
no, actually he's just getting a birthday present and everybody comes out.
Right. Now, no, okay, wait. Before we get, to be fair, I know squashes are part of pro wrestling and that's fine.
Yeah.
But every time I see a squash that doesn't involve like local talent getting a moment, I personally feel cheated out of a match. Now, this also applied to when Brody King had his title eliminator match against MJF. And that obviously, like, oh my God, what if that was a fun story beat? We had Hangman come out. We had Fuck Ice, like the origin of the Fuck Ice chant. It was so fun. But in the end, at that time, my immediate reaction was, fuck, I wanted to watch them wrestle.
Right.
I was like disappointed in the moment.
Same.
Because I didn't want it to be a squash. So I get that that's like my personal bias.
Yeah.
So take that into account. People don't agree with that. That's fine. But the part right after this match that really got me, I posted on Blue Sky. Now, what the fuck was that? And that was actually when the baby faces started walking out and clapping. I was like, this is so weird. Because if it was a sports-based presentation, like think about when you've watched the culmination of a great sporting event, the baby faces would have fucking run out and like left and jumped on him and been like, yeah, you finally did it, But instead, and this has to do with maybe how they've built stories about baby faces being friends or not, but like instead what it looked like to me was when the servers at a restaurant file out of the back of the kitchen to sing happy birthday to the birthday boy.
Yeah.
And it like felt like a here we come, it was so fucking weird.
Yeah, the vibe was off in like there were I feel like there were some other things like the fact that it was fast, but that was also when the locker room emptied out for the celebration was also the moment when I said out loud, I feel like I'm missing a whole nother TV show I didn't know I was supposed to be watching.
Right.
Just felt like there was stuff missing that didn't make it really left me befuddled.
Right.
that moment also, like, yeah, I would have expected them to maybe running out. I was sort of like, wait, why are they all coming out? Like, it's it's fine. Like, I get it. And there, if I understand Darby has been with the company a long time. He does a lot for like, all that's great. I get why people in the locker room who love him or have been working with him for a long time would want to celebrate his win. That's all great. That's fine. Just in the moment, as a viewer who has been watching for a year, I felt like I was missing a kayfabe, like, a moment from a month ago of somebody being like, I'm sure you're going to get that title. We're rooting for you. Or I don't know, just something. I was like, wait, why do all these people care about him? I haven't been showed anything. I've been watching for a year. In that time, he was first absent.
Came
back in a splash that was great, talking about Everest, but was focused on Mox. Spent months focused on the Death Riders. Cool, fine. He's got a vengeance storyline, which is ultimately, I get my vengeance and everybody's happy.
He was a lone wolf.
He was a loner. He was a lone wolf. Yes. Young Darby, you're a lone wolf. I mean, so I did a quick peruse of Cage Match to remind myself, like, yes, he also did some matches with other people. Like, obviously he teamed up with Stat and against Marina and I forget Yuta. He did a match with Orange Cassidy. Like, he's with people,
but that's like only in the ring,
right?
You never see.
We haven't seen like relationships,
right,
and which is fine. It doesn't all have to be also full on soap opera, but it was just like, what's going on? There's a sudden shift to him wanting the belt, not caring who he had to wrestle. The fact that it might have been MJF didn't matter at all. So this whole thing about like their storytelling.
That's very funny too, because I've seen a number of people on the internet say like, well, Darby and MJF have had this story building for years. Okay. But on the night of Dynasty, Darby was like, Kenny, Max, I don't care who it is, I'm coming for your title. So don't tell me that this immediate storytelling build, this immediate story beat was like about the story of Darby and MJF.
Right. There's a little bit of overselling of that kind of thing going on. And it's like, I appreciate in-ring storytelling. I appreciate the callbacks, but it was a fast squash and came out of nowhere. So forgive me for feeling a little bit like, what?
Right. And now one thing I want to say that I can see, especially with like additional context of like the symbolism of the color Max was wearing, or like learning more about the history with the side headlock takeover. I enjoy having that context, and it actually tells me just how much work Max did. Like how much weight he was lifting there in terms of the storytelling that I frankly don't think Darby was lifting. And that's that's fine. I think Max did a great job, honestly. And I think his reign was fine. Like, I have no, I wasn't looking forward to his reign, and I was pretty upset when he won based on stuff that happened leading up to that. I think it was absolutely fine, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would say compared with my expectations, his reign redeemed itself. Like, he was doing it was great.
And I've really enjoyed, in the immediate aftermath of this match and the title change, I've really enjoyed him absolutely crashing out on social media and like all the ridiculousness. So I am encouraged that like at least this storyline is continuing and it'll be fun. I'm going to come back to that. So the other thing that I thought was really weird when I was thinking more about this match, it felt almost like it was a retirement match.
Yeah.
Like the way it's presented.
Yeah.
If Darby is about to announce his retirement, I will be the first to say, oh, that's why they did it this way.
Right.
But like, he's 32 or something years old.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I mean, and that, the way that the men's locker room, again, I don't know why women weren't coming out to celebrate. But,
notable absence of women.
But the men's locker room emptied and like slow walk, slow clapped out to join a celebration felt kind of like, hey, Bob's leaving the company. We're serving pizza. Everybody come. I don't know. It was a little.
It just was a weird misstep in how it was presented to me. It just, you were saying it sounded like everyone was invited to Batman's birthday party.
No one comes to Batman's birthday party.
So Bruce Wayne has to invite everybody to Batman's birthday party. Well, what I don't really get here is there are also like a lot of people who are really happy about Darby getting the title. That's cool. But like, if you're a dedicated Darby fan, are you satisfied with this presentation?
Yeah, I had that feeling as well. I think the weirdest thing for me is like, I get being really into this guy who's given a lot to the company for 6 years. He's sort of homegrown talent.
Yeah.
Being really excited that like, he's maybe had close calls in the past and he's finally getting it and you've been waiting for it. And here it is. And it's great. It didn't quite land for me. Something felt off, and it feels really weird that there is so little like, oh, I'm glad he got it. It was a little weird. Like, there's just this full-throated, like, it was amazing, or people who for it fully didn't land. And
right.
It's kind of
or
like,
just people who are just mad that Darby won, which is a separate issue. That's a separate issue. I mean, there are reasons. I think people who are mad that Darby won because the person who plays Darby Allin may be a terrible person, that's like a separate critique. And then you have the people who are like, it's not believable or whatever. And it's like, well, one of those arguments I respect and one of them I don't, right? But but in any case, even if you love the guy, it felt like demeaning to me that it would, like, to him, it felt like it should feel demeaning to him to just be handed the belt without having to wrestle for it. Like, I did not get that.
Yeah, that's how it landed for me a little bit, was just like, really? I don't know. Just, and I was, I was thinking about like, well, some people are like, oh, you're just mad that like your special little guy didn't win.
Well, and I'm so sick of reading this every time somebody wins the title, by the way. I'm so sick of this.
Special little guy discourse is kind of unhelpful, period. But
I'm so tired of it.
I'm not going to construct an argument with random people online on my podcast. But it had me thinking about, it had me
Come at me, bro. No,
it had me, I mean, the thing is, like, in this case especially, like, I'm not like feeling like, so number one, this isn't like this totally sucked kind of thing. This is kind of like if TK was my friend and I could just take him aside for a second, like, not some of your best work, bro, but I'll come back next week. It just wasn't some of the best work is how I feel. I'm not like, oh, that was crap, like, it felt weird.
I think they were trying to do too many things and I just like feel like hit a wrong note a little bit. That's all.
And so, like, on the special little guy thing, like, MJF of all people is definitely not my special little guy, right? Like, he's been doing good work, but I'm not like, protect him at all costs. I must see him win the,
Look, all my special little guys are on the mid card forever.
Well, so it had me thinking about like, well, do I have a special little guy? But more so, like, also, like, if I can come up with a special little guy, how would I feel if this happened if this is how it played out? And so, like, I started with Chuck Taylor, of course. If he came back.
And then I had so much trouble imagining a bunch of people arguing that, like, finally he's getting the world title. Like, okay,
that's fair enough. Yeah,
I mean, we love that, but
let's say let's say Orange Cassidy, right?
That's a much more obvious.
We love Orange
example.
Cassidy, and he can fucking go, and he's had belts, and
he's about 10 years older than Darby, also. So, like, But
let's say he comes back, and he's like, I climbed a mountain too.
And then the video package goes, and it's like a close up on one of those bumper stickers that says, "This car climbed Mount Washington."
Yeah, Mount Washington is perfect.
And then it is the tallest mountain in the northeastern United States. After all, he's not going to travel
asked
far.
Someone if there was a mountain to climb, and they said Mount Washington's pretty big. He's like, all right.
And so then you pan to him sleeping on the passenger side seat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of the car that's climbing or descending, I don't know, Mount Washington.
That somebody, probably Chuck, is driving.
And then, Chuck is driving, of course, naturally.
He's just conked out in the passenger seat waiting, and they get up to the top, and Chuck gives him a little thigh pat and is like, we're here, buddy. And Orange sort of like wakes up and is like,
okay.
Let's go see what they have in the cafeteria.
Right. No. And first he has to take a picture at the sign.
Oh yeah.
So he does that thing where he puts so he does that thing where he puts his elbow on top of the sign to like take a picture with it, lean against it. Like, he's very cool. And then he has to like rake his hair back because it's so windy up there.
It's too windy.
And then he goes and has chili in the cafeteria or whatever.
Cornbread, energy drink, who knows? Not orange juice.
And then I don't know, maybe Sue honks at them from the van, whatever, in the parking lot. But like, that's the perfect setup for this. He's going to challenge Darby because he too is a mountain climber.
He's climbed a mountain.
And then what?
Well, so I mean, to put this in sort of an analogy, okay? So let's say Orange Cassidy, he's gone away again because he's had an injury or whatever. So he comes back. We get the fun climb the mountain bit, but okay.
Yeah.
He starts feuding with the Don Callis family. He's like, I need to settle scores. Specifically, I'm going for Trent. So we get like six months of him working through the Don Callis family. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun, great. Then on a dime, he's like,
too.
I haven't had the world title and I need the world title.
And you're like, all right.
And that's cool. And then there's a pay-per-view. It's somebody else, whatever. It's, I don't know, Darby versus Ospreay. Who cares? It's not, it's just some guys relative to Orange
some other
Cassidy.
guys. Okay. Yeah.
And we haven't, maybe Orange has a lot of history with one of them. I don't know.
But Orange wins the title contendership. Is this what you're, this is what you're getting at?
He says a month before the pay-per-view, I want the world title. There's some build of him getting the contendership, but he's not the person at the pay-per-view. And then following the pay-per-view, he wins in 2 minutes with like, you know, a couple of vicious kicks, an elbow drop, and an orange punch.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
I would not be happy.
And
I love him.
He's like my special little guy, and I would be so mad if that's how he won the title.
Right.
Not even a beach break.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
it would suck.
Yeah, so
and I would feel
that's
robbed.
why that's partly why I'm so befuddled by the like wrestling, like sports or like theater or like any kind of spectatorship event is intended to make you feel something. We watch wrestling so we feel things, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm coming away and I'm passionate about this, and if I'm coming away and my main feeling about this is confusion,
yeah,
that's not great.
Something was off.
Yeah.
And
all right.
All of that has been said now, and we were going to set a timer and we didn't.
That's okay.
It's fine.
We will move on and not discuss this again.
Yeah,
for the rest of the episode.
At this point, I'm done. I got my feelings out. I will say, felt weird again. Not your best work, but I'm happy to see what happens next. I hope he gets some good defenses. I like seeing him wrestle. I like seeing his chops.
And they just announced that he's going to be, he has a challenge from Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that's going to be a really fun match.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yep.
What I do want to say is, though, I feel like everybody, I'm not making predictions myself, but I feel like I've seen approximately 1 million predictions that Darby is going to have a rematch with Max at Double or Nothing. Mm. And now to those people, it feels natural to say that because Max is from New York. Mm-hmm. Double or Nothing is in New York. Mm-hmm. So therefore, and most of those people are like, well, Max can just take back the belt at that event.
As if that solves our concerns.
And I'm like, and just as a New Yorker who is going to Double or Nothing, let me just say, can you think one step ahead of that? If you're making this prediction, think one step ahead and just think, do you think it would be wise for Tony Khan to book a title change that is going to have an entire stadium full of people cheering for the heel?
Yeah.
And this is not even like people don't know to boo the heel, which is like a chronic issue because Tony Khan loves cool heels and blah, blah, blah. That's like a separate issue. This is going to be a whole fucking stadium cheering for MJF.
Right.
That's not
which, to
what
be
you
fair,
want.
They kind of do anyway sometimes.
No, even in New York, even in New York, what we've seen in the crowd is some division.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But you're not going to get division with Darby.
Yeah.
Like, all respect to Darby. I'm talking specifically about New York crowds. Mm-hmm. The only people I think who could split the sentiment if MJF is in the title match are like maybe Swerve and Kenny Omega. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody else is going to get like half the crowd cheering for them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I just think it would be a really huge error to book that match as the title match. I know Max is going to be there. Absolutely. I said I wasn't going to make predictions. I don't have a real prediction for this, but I also will say I won't be surprised if Darby drops the title before Double or Nothing.
Right.
And either way, that's fine. But like, please do not be booking for MJF to get the title back in Queens. It's such a terrible idea.
Yeah.
For your company. It's a bad idea for the company.
Yeah. I mean, and if Darby wins it on TV and drops it on TV, those are interesting choices. I
think that would be appropriate personally, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to worry about that.
It is once again a little bit for me like, Darby, big fan. Does that make you happy? But I think maybe for some people it feels like it's been so long that they've wanted this to happen. It's just fine. It's fine that the Band-Aid was finally ripped off, right? And now he can, which is fine. I can respect
that.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay, so enough of that. Let's go back and do everything else chronologically, kind of.
Sure.
Cool. Let's go back to Dynamite. The very next thing we got after those initial men's title promo.
Yeah, where it got like rescheduled to be the main event at the end of the show. Yeah.
Right after that, we had this really interesting backstage video package or promo with Kenny Omega being approached. God, I don't remember.
Tony Schiavone.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It was Tony trying to interview him. Kenny's like, I got nothing. He's heading to medical. And who's there but Will Ospreay? And they have this whole talk. They've both been crying. They're both going through it. And Kenny's like, it didn't go our way, huh? And Will gives Kenny this huge pep talk. Like, you beat Okada in the Tokyo Dome. You know, Kenny's like, I don't have time left, Will, but you do. It's all you from here.
Right.
And Will's like, no, you're my hero. It's like this whole... And then somebody got a kiss. There was a kiss. Did Ospreay kiss Kenny? Anyway, I don't know. There was like...
I don't remember.
There was like a little smooch, and Will's like, I think we still got this. And like, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, I don't need big matches to be like face v heel. I'm totally cool. If this is a way to set up like a face versus face thing.
Yeah.
Like done with love and respect, I think that would be great.
I would love that.
Anyway, so again, curious to see where that's all going. Put a pin in that, but I thought that was like quite a beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was great,
scene.
and considering last time we were here on this recording box, I know I was sort of being like, I sort of felt like no matter what happened at Dynasty, like I don't see how we get from, and especially if it went down the road, some people are like, you know, well, they're going to do Anarchy in the Arena and all this stuff. I sort of felt like I don't see how you get from here to Ospreay, you know, being at the title and all of that. But this fully glued
like it all in, you mean?
Yeah. All, like if that is where we're going, I just sort of was feeling like I don't see how we get from here to there. And I fully recognize that was kind of like, well, I just haven't seen what they're going to do. And this fully for me started gluing those pieces together and paving the road of like, all right, he's going to like sort of find his footing again. And there's this story of like, as a younger generation wrestler, can he, you know, achieve those heights,
the big one,
live up to his heroes and all of that.
I think Kenny's going to hold the belt sooner rather than later. Also.
I hope so. I think that would be a good.
We'll see.
Path, we'll see.
So we just talked about Tommaso Ciampa. He had a match versus Dezmond Xavier, which great fun. Like I love this high profile Rascalz activity. I hope they keep it up. Do not cool them off. They are great.
Yeah.
Ciampa was a super goblin.
He was. Yeah.
As usual. I did really enjoy, there was a moment where he like stood at the barricade like I need a moment, but then he was giving Dezmond the little Rascalz high sign in the middle of the match.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed him responding to the audience doing bald chants at him by saying, do I look like Ricochet?
Keep that stuff for him. Which again, as easily predictable, perfect way to get the crowd to keep doing it.
Yes, he's like, oh, please keep yelling bald at me.
He was really, I think I've just missed some stuff earlier or something, but I have been sort of like not sure, you know, how heely he is, and this was very much he's leaning into being a heel and making sure everyone knows he's a heel. And I
missed the heel turn, but when you told me like he turned on Briscoe, I was like, oh, that's it.
Right. Yeah.
That backstabber move he does pops me every time.
Yes,
I'm just like, how do you do that? It is
so cool.
And so he wins, and then he makes himself very clear. He gets the mic. He says, if I have not explained it, I need you to all understand that I want all of the gold.
Yeah.
Because he is the Goblin King.
Yep. Yeah. He wants all the gold. He's going for the men's world title. And I had a little bit of like, really, dude, you just showed up in my head. But if we're speedrunning things in AEW lately, why not?
Why not? Why not? And then we get to a segment which in previous times I have referred to as FTR fucking talkin'.
Yep.
Dax announces to us that he has read all the chatter online, but has he heard the chatter machine?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
You know, you love an underdog story, Cage and Cope, but you're not underdogs, you're just losers. Stoke comes in and, you know, of course... does whatever Stoke does. He says, I don't need hoes because I have the AEW World Tag Team Champions. I'm
what
like,
is the implication there? I don't understand.
And the funniest part of this is that, you know, when he's like, you guys know religion, you know the David and Goliath story. These guys are Goliath.
That's
so
just smart
stupid.
storytelling.
It's so stupid. I love it. And I love the one fan, as soon as Stoke finished, the one fan yells, "Eat shit!" like, really loud.
That's great.
And then Cash Wheeler gets handed the mic and he announces a moment of silence for the careers of Cage and Cole.
I loved that.
And then he promises, "We're going to pose for you for 10 seconds. I fucking loved this.
Such fucking heel behavior.
Normally, I am so annoyed that, like, these men just get all this in-ring promo time. And, like, yeah, I still am, because women need more promo. Like, women need more matches and they need more in-ring promo time, right?
Yep.
So, like, time is limited. But this, I cannot complain about this. This was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Stoke, the whole 10 seconds, is fighting for his life not to laugh. And so I was just busting out laughing. It was like heels go to Toontown.
It was great.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I'm really enjoying this era of FTR right now.
Yeah, they've been doing a better job than whatever was sort of wearing thin before. They're making the best
this is working
of the time.
for me.
Yeah.
This is working for me very well. And what's working for me the most is Kevin Knight versus Claudio Castagnoli for the TNT Championship.
Defense.
My first thought was, now I wonder if they did the Místico team with the matching gear just to cover Kevin in gold before he won that TNT belt, gold and silver, and now his belt is all like rhinestone encrusted. I fucking love it.
It's
fucking
beautiful.
love it.
At the very least, it's a good choice by him or whoever that he keeps wearing the Místico gold stuff.
Yeah,
it fits.
It was perfect. I love it so much. I'm so delighted that he's the champ. There was this crazy ass sequence kind of near, I don't know, in the middle of the match somewhere, where Kevin tried to get a Rana on Claudio, and then we thought Claudio was going to do like an avalanche version of his neutralizer move. And there were 2 extremely late kickouts from Kevin, and I was just like, how is AEW making me bite in this match?
Yeah.
Like, I know Claudio's putting him over.
Yeah.
But holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
And so when Kevin wins, he calls for the mic, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Try not to spoil the main event this time.
And he was making his own challenge for the...
So first he's like, give it up for Claudio.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Excuse me, he's so funny.
Like Claudio was the previous act at a wedding event or something.
This is your cruise director.
Yeah.
He mentioned Speedball being like, I don't know what's going on with Kevin and Speedball. I don't think that one of them is going to quickly turn heel against the other. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. I think I could see Speedball turning heel more readily than I could see Kevin turning heel personally. But I also don't think either of those things is happening right away. But Kevin's also very weird on the mic. So like, and then he mentions the main event, and I'm just like, oh shit, I hope they didn't tell Kevin what's happening.
Yeah. I imagine there's a memo that's like, don't tell Kevin what the plan is.
Don't tell Kevin the plan.
Kevin's gonna go out there and say like, I can't wait to fight you, Darby, and everyone's gonna be like, shit. Right? Oh, we love you, Kevin.
Anyway, thank goodness. All he said was he wants to be Jet 2 belts.
Yes.
And
which I want that for him.
As much as I don't want double champions, generally speaking, I would like to see that. Then we get Jericho having an in-ring interview with Renee Paquette, who I don't know what Jericho's doing, and I'm delighted. My first instinct was like, he's gonna be a heel, right?
Not sure.
But in a feud with Ricochet, everybody's a face.
Right.
Ricochet comes out, of course, to immediately interrupt and announce that he's going to be renaming the Lion Salt to the Rico Salt. And Ricochet says to Jericho, your new thing could be getting your ass beat by the Demand every week.
Yeah.
Renee is dying, by the way, in the background. The whole time, she's
struggling.
Dying. And I love that for her and for us.
Yeah.
And then Jericho goes, Ricochet, I think you're too scared and too bald to come down here. And lo, yea verily, Jericho does get his ass beat by the Demand. And the best part of this is the next day, Fightful, I guess, has like alerts set for the U.S. government patent and trademark office, because they break the news that Jericho has officially filed, and we all verified, we could look it up on the U.S. government patent and trademark office website, to register a trademark for the guy who gets his ass beat by the Demand every week that he shows up.
It's too perfect. I really love the addition of that he shows up.
That he every week that he shows up. Not every week. Only when I show up.
Yeah.
This is maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's really good.
Again, like just as I said with FTR, it's like, do I need these men to have more time talking in the ring? This was like a very yap heavy Dynamite.
Yeah.
But the yap was all really good.
It was all good.
I can't complain about the yap.
Yeah.
Just give women more yap time. You need another show, AEW. That's as simple as that. And then we got, they put the promo, the backstage promo that we saw online right after Dynasty, where we have Takeshita, Okada, Don Callis, and Renee Paquette. And Takeshita trolls Okada with the, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was a mistake." Yeah. Yeah, an accident. Oops, I'm so sorry.
Oopsie.
Oh, so good.
This is my favorite thing, and they made it official that Okada and Takeshita will be the first match announced for Double or Nothing, and I could not be so excited.
I'm so excited.
This is for me.
Yeah.
I'm there to watch my girls fight.
Yeah.
I was also extremely excited for the following match, which was Will Ospreay versus Hechicero.
Hechicero!
The area assassin.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I think you said it was like a rogue versus sorcerer battle. It's I do like the sort of classic, like, oh, there's a sort of aerial person and like a tactical ground person, and how do they, interplay? And so we got a bunch of that, and that was fun. I was really excited when I saw this match announced, but I was also kind of sad because I was like, oh god, Hechicero was going to eat another pin in AEW. Yeah. But he's still going to look great. Yeah. This was like a really good showcase for him. And we had Don Callis with the return of Yo Soy Hechicero.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot already.
With the fucking camera going up his nose and his fucking Kyle Fletcher in memoriam pink armband, and I was so happy he brought that back. I'd missed it. You're the only one. No. It was good. It was fun. And so Hechicero comes out with his new music and his CMLL belt and like tons of pyro, looking just fucking baller. I love him. Will immediately, like, once the match starts, he's doing like neck spin moves. And I'm like, bruv, please, bruv. We get a really loud "Fuck Don Callis, fuck Ice 2" chant, which I appreciate. And then actually Tony Schiavone, I believe this is during a commercial break, he starts asking Don if Takeshita is out of the Don Callis family. Right. And Don responds that like the Don Callis family is like the Hotel California, you can check out, but you can never leave. And then he goes, if Pat Riley had a couple players who weren't getting along, they might be disciplined, but they're staying. Right. And then later Tony was like, oh shit, I asked all that during a commercial break. And he asks again. And then Don Callis goes, Takeshita's my replacement for Kenny Omega. And Tony's like, well, so is Will Ospreay. And Don's like, yeah, him too. Okay. All right. Okay. This is delightful. And Marina Shafir is at ringside for some reason. Yeah, that was interesting. I wasn't sure what that was about until later. Hechicero takes down the straps. The titties come out. We get this crazy DDT. There's like a near pinfall. Don interferes, and then Doc Samson is coming out to do like a neuro check on Will. Yeah. They're doing this thing again where Will is clearly not supposed to continue. Yeah. Right? And with the doctor stays there, and Hechicero then attacks Will. He's out of the ring. He's on the floor at this point, and then he attacks him, and then they both somehow like roll magically back into the ring on your own. What are we doing? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Very strange. And for a moment, I thought Hechicero might actually win. Would be nice. Pretty crazy. Would be nice. And then Don goes, well, now on to plan B. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? And then Mark Davis comes out to whoop Ospreay's ass. So, hell yeah, Mark Davis. Yep. All right. We have a little bit of women time here. So Renee Paquette is in the ring just trying to do her job, and is interrupted by Thekla in the stands, who's coming down, and she's like right next to these very tired looking little children. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh God, they have to stay for Collision too. These kids are going to be really tired.
I mean, they don't have to. We've seen people take their kids home early, but
well, anyway.
Yeah.
R.I.P. those children.
R.I.P.
But Thekla, of course, is doing her amazing thing. She's like, all the women in this company are dumb bitches and blah, 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 blah. I beat Jamie Hayter.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex Windsor runs in to say, excuse me, your ass did not beat Jamie Hayter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And which, of course, opens it up for Thekla to say, oh, I say the words dumb bitches and you magically appear.
It's perfect. Beautifully done.
Excellent work all around. And so Windzaaa throws the gauntlet for a title match on Collision.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the Sisters of Sin come in and try to take her out. It's all very fun. We're setting up for Collision.
Yeah.
Then we get a backstage promo from Mox that I think, like, my AEW just cut the beginning of. So
yeah, it felt
I think
like
we missed a little something. But it explained that Marina had been ringside at the Will Ospreay match to report back to Mox that he was looking rough.
Yeah, okay. Right.
And so Mox does his, insane Mox thing and announces that, or does he announce or is he told that he is going to have a Continental Championship eliminator match versus Nick Wayne on Collision.
Well, it's kind of funny. First of all, he also is doing this fun thing where he's saying he's reveling in Ospreay being a bit banged up, but not like reveling. He's like, I don't take pleasure in the suffering of others, although there can be beauty in that.
He's so insane.
Prefer light over darkness, but you don't get one without the other.
Yeah.
Which, like, fair, true. That's true. But yeah, then he asks Garcia who he's facing, and Garcia tells him it's Nick Wayne.
Right. And then it's basically like the attitude is like, congratulations, young Wayne.
It's going to be a big night for you. Oh, yeah. And he's like, this is Continental rules. This is adult stuff for grown-ups. So leave your mom in the back, please.
Which I thought he was supposed to be a tweener, but telling Mother Wayne to stay in the back is fucking heel behavior.
Yeah, don't rob us of Mother Wayne. All right.
Anyway, they're setting up for a really great Collision, and our main, well, not our main event, but our secondary main event, as they like to say, as anytime women have a title match on the line, it's a double main event.
Yeah. Yep.
But our second to last match here is Willow Nightingale versus Camille for the TBS title.
Mm-hmm.
This match was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think it took me too long to catch on that the comeback killer thing is like, oh, there's some people who are doing a comeback and they have a match with Willow and then she stomps them. Not stomps. It's not like they're squashes. But
they definitely weren't.
Yeah.
We had this angle where Camille was working Willow's injured shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Willow gets her with a backslide, which I guess she's doing. I mean, like, usually that's not successful when somebody tries to pin with the backslide, but she's had it a couple times now, so that's part of this comeback killer thing.
I think one of the things I want to say here is having realized late, because I'm slow sometimes, that that's what we're doing here. A comeback is something that people get excited about, and like, let's take Shida.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen her because we've been watching a year, right? Like, I don't exactly know who she is, but I get proxy excitement when other people are excited that Shida's back. Oh my God, this is great. And then it's like, that's great. But I don't know who Camille is, and it feels like everyone else also doesn't know, or
if they do know, they're not interested.
Well, yeah, but anyway, it fell a little flat for me because I'm like, oh, nobody's really that excited. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay. Which is unfortunate for
That's
Willow,
all I have to say on that.
That's all right. So I'm not sure what's next with any of the women's title stuff, TBS, etc., because, but then we have a backstage promo from Shida and Stat.
Yeah.
These promos are so fun. I do and I don't need to know what Shida is saying in Japanese because, like, it's entertaining for me to know, but also, like, we get the vibe, right?
Yeah,
like,
the vibe
she gets to be this incredible heel, and it seems like all her comments so far have been against Harley specifically.
Right.
So I'm curious to see if they're building something up there that's going to eventually be this feud.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I'm excited to maybe, to see Harley get a singles push. There's also a little bit of potential, like, for Willow to come in and interact and like defend Harley. They had that sort of, like, not teary, but just sort of like, oh, goodbye kind of thing with the tag team. It could be fun to.
And I don't think Stat has said anything.
Yeah.
I don't think she's said a word.
She's keeping kind of holding her cards to her chest, but it feels like she's not really trusting Shida. She's not happy about this.
She's clearly not trusting Shida.
Yeah.
And well, is this the point? No, I guess it's on Collision where they have a scene with Mina.
Right.
Where, that is fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah,
but yeah, so I'm very much enjoying these promos with Shida and Stat. Let's move on to Collision because we already talked about the main event.
Yep.
So, Collision, of course, also filmed in Everett, Washington. We first hear from Cope and his Shiner, which I guess he earned at Dynasty.
Yeah.
He's interrupted.
Looking banged up, definitely.
Yeah. He's interrupted by FTR and then Roppongi Vice and the Young Bucks. So they're setting up some tag team chaos.
Yep.
Sounds good. Fine. Jack Perry cuts a little promo backstage saying, okay, Don Callis, pick one of your goons for Portland and I will defend my national title.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Then we get, because the Bucks came in because they had their first match. The Bucks versus the Rascalz. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
High flying flippy shit. Love it. This version of the Rascalz was Zach Wentz and Myron Reed,
yes,
right?
That's
okay.
Right.
I like that they're kind of freebirding it.
Yeah.
A little, or not freebirding it, but they're kind of who's going to be in the tag team and who's going to be wrestling singles has been changing a bit. And I think that's fun.
It's interesting. Yeah.
I kind of hoped the Rascalz were going to take this match just to build up this tag team title scene situation because it seems like perhaps the Cage and Cope FTR title thing might turn into a 3 or 4 way potentially tag team match for the title. We'll see. So they could still get there. After the match, Dave Finlay and Clark Connors come out to terrorize everybody. And at that point, our internet connection dropped for a minute or two.
Yeah.
So I think we missed some corny ass shit.
I think we missed something.
And that's fine.
But it's clear they also seek to inject themselves into this tag team discourse.
And piss on things. I mean, to be fair, that was Gabe, but I wouldn't put it past them. We get this sweet ass video package for the Divine Dominion.
Filmed in Greece.
Was it? Stop it. Yes, filmed on the steps of the Parthenon.
Thessaloniki.
For fuck's sake. Okay.
With some boys.
Oh yes, there were some boys in it, right? Somebody pointed that out.
Yeah.
Very funny. It was a great. I
loved it.
It was beautiful. I really enjoyed it, and I still feel really sad that Penelope's not around to be part of it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, when she's back and well, she'll be more fully integrated back into that again, and they can go from there. We got the Trios Championship Eliminator match, the Conglomeration versus the Lethal Twist. Which, I'm very happy to see Blake Christian and Lee Johnson on AEW TV. I don't know how much they're really benefiting from being with Jay Lethal.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not interested in Jay Lethal for a number of reasons. I love the swirl.
Yeah,
but
same.
So the Conglomeration come out with their belts. Kyle is so cute. He's so excited to have his belt in his backpack, like his buddy OC.
Wearing it like he's showing up to 3rd grade on the first day.
And I am just so excited to see Happy Kyle doing his cheese and strut down the ramp again. I missed it. I missed it more than I realized.
Yeah.
And so of course OC is doing his normal belt in the backpack thing. Roddy is, of course, because he is normal, he is wearing his belt, duh, but he holds up his backpack to show us the camera, to show the camera and show the audience, look, I'm going along to get along. I have a backpack.
He's like, I don't get it, but I have it.
Yeah. It was very good bit.
That's great.
There was a lovely bit in here where Blake and Orange do a little bit of parallel play.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I would love to see a singles match between the two of them, but we'll see.
Blake has really grown on me,
and they just announced we haven't caught up on Ring of Honor yet.
We're well behind.
Well behind, but we're gonna watch at least this week's Ring of Honor episode where they're setting up for Supercard of Honor. We're gonna watch that after we record this, so at least we'll be able to see. But we are told that Blake Christian is officially going to be challenging Bandito for the Ring of Honor World Championship on May 15th at Supercard of Honor. So that's quite exciting.
Yeah.
It may actually be his time.
It may be. And I think it's funny. It's a little bit funny for me because I remember, like, say 6 months ago when I think some people were already back then sort of talking about maybe Blake could take that title. Yeah. And I remember at the time being like, oh, not him. I don't like him. Yeah. And now he's grown on me. And I'm like, that's slimy little fucker.
He's a little shit and we like him.
Yeah. I will kayfabe affectionately say he can't win the belt. Don't let him.
And now, speaking about special little guys, like Bandito is one of my special little guys, 100%. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna lose the title, but like, yeah, he needs to be in the AEW title scene. So like, get him back on my television.
Yeah.
We got a good "This Is Kyle" chant. It was a good time all around.
It's a good little party match.
We had a very funny little, startlingly funny little promo with Anthony Bowens and Hook.
Yeah.
In which, like, I don't know what is happening with this storyline, but it's amusing me.
I am interested to see where it goes.
At one point, and Bowens at this point is treating Hook like sarcastically.
Yeah.
Like he was like, yeah, sure, boss.
Yeah. Yeah. I have been way unimpressed with previous push attempts with Hook, but I think if he just leans into the comedy right now, and it seems like that's what's happening, that works much better for me.
Yes. I think he has accepted that he should be funny.
We'll see.
Maybe.
I think it would be funny if Bowens just goes and joins the Hurt Syndicate and then is like, sorry, Hook, you took too long.
Shit or get off the pot, buddy.
Right?
Yeah. Boss. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want to happen here, but I'm okay to just like see what unfolds. That's fine. We get our Shida and Stat in action squash match with we got to see Big Ann again. Big Ann. We love Big Ann. Everybody loves Big Ann.
It's a great name.
And yeah, it's a great name. It makes me laugh. And Danica De La Rouge, who I have not seen before that I'm aware of. But you know, of course it's a squash, but that's fine.
It was good. It was fun, yeah. I mean, Shida and Stat have good energy with what they're doing, too, so it was good.
Yeah. Then we had our Continental Eliminator match with Mox versus Nick Wayne. We did get to see a little Mama Wayne come out looking extra cunty.
They didn't fully rob us of...
No, they couldn't. They knew. They knew we would riot. And one thing that happens during this match is that Nick Wayne just is like taunting Mox.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is how you wrestle, right? This is what you do. And he's like kicks him in the back or whatever.
It's
like,
really funny, actually.
Strikes him going like, bow, bow. And he's like, this is how you wrestle, right?
That's really...
And it's just like...
It's really good energy to bring to Mox. I wouldn't want to, but...
And then, of course, Mox destroys him.
Yeah, yeah.
And at some point, Mox gets naturally split open.
Yeah.
And must just be
I think
so
Nick just, like, kicked him in the head, and it got... I don't know what got the side of his face, but yeah.
He had something, like, right under the eyebrow that, split open, and you could just tell that Mox loved it.
Yeah, he's inside, he's just like, hell yeah.
He's like, this is perfect. And then we had my match of the year so far.
Yes.
Oh no, yes. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm missing a promo or something. Go ahead. My notes are incomplete.
We got a little bit of Okada. So Lexi Nair was asking Don whether the agreement was still in place. I think this is kind of very important because there is this question of like, well, since Takeshita didn't
hold up his part of the agreement,
does he still get the match? And Don was basically saying no, but Okada said no. Okada said he wants this match.
That's exactly what I said was going to happen in the last episode, right? Like, you pissed Okada off enough that he wants the match.
Yeah. And perfectly putting a cherry on top of everything, he said, I am a champion, unlike Takeshita.
I'm going to start just saying everything and then saying, unlike Takeshita. I'm going to go get some ice cream. Unlike Takeshita.
It's beautiful.
Oh, by the way, I mentioned that piece of chocolate that I got to watch the squash, to what turned out to be the squash match. This is the last thing I will say about the men's world title. I got a piece of dark chocolate that was not very large. I didn't even nibble through half of it. Yeah. And the match was over. So that was very rude, Darby Allin.
Rude.
I put it away and I ate it the next day.
The match denied you the ability to just leisurely enjoy some chocolate during an excellent match.
What the fuck, Tony Khan? Come on. Anyway. Can we talk about the greatest match that has ever happened?
The greatest match of ever,
yes. Blackheart Leo Rush versus Pac. As soon as they announced this, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking great.
Yeah.
I did not
expectations.
I could not have known how wonderful it would be. And look, I'm not talking about the match itself. Was the match itself a match
there was
of the
good
year?
stuff in the match.
Of course
it was fun.
I love both of these guys. I love them. I love the way they move. I love their style. I think they're both really interesting.
Yeah.
However, the sheer entertainment level I had throughout the entire match far exceeded anything that happened in that ring in terms of wrestling moves.
Yeah.
Right? Pac playing the perfect straight man of being like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And Lio Rush being in, like, I'm not the horror buff you are, but I can tell there's like a black horror tradition that he's tapped into, and there's like, you were saying it might, like, there's like a black Lovecraftian kind of thing that he's doing.
I'm no expert, but it reminds me of that sort of stuff, and I love it. It's beautiful. It is very, somebody else was like Jordan Peele directed, people
right. Well,
this.
One of the commentators was like, this could be directed by Jordan Peele. And I'm like, okay, that's like, that felt a little obvious to me, but
sure. But that is
he was doing it.
Yeah.
He was doing it.
He is. Yeah.
He is doing it. And I have not seen him in Blackheart mode really.
I need to see more.
I haven't seen too much of that. And I kind of can't believe that Tony Khan allowed that to be on AEW television, but I really hope that he keeps. I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts, okay? Because like, I don't labor under the impression that Tony Khan is really into spooky shit, and I think audiences are going to be pretty weird about this. It's going to be quite polarizing, and I will enjoy it while it lasts, and I hope it lasts a lot longer because I was screaming. Like, I literally
you did get
at one point, like, at one point, so Pac and Danny were both so fucking funny reacting to this horror movie character who is suddenly in this wrestling ring.
I loved the dynamic of like Danny was trying to like encourage Pac and be supportive and like sort of maybe help him, like, because Pac was really reluctant, but Danny was clearly afraid and like happy to be outside the ring being supportive, not having to deal with it.
And the moment where Danny was like coming to interfere and then Leo attacks him in this like zombie movie jump scare,
he like slow turns and smiles, and
I literally was screaming like I have done very rarely watching actual horror movies. I literally screamed. Like,
he has got this down.
It
is
was
working
so good.
Yeah.
It was so fun, and it was so fucking funny. And eventually Danny like sprinkling him with his water as if it was holy water.
Yeah. So good.
Actually, before that happened, I turned and said to you, like, Pac was very moist. He was very moist in this, and I was like, did he wash his hair with holy water or something? And then Danny actually came and did the holy water thing, and I was just like, this is fucking incredible. This is incredible. I am sports entertained, baby.
I am enjoying the feelings it's giving me. I'm enjoying that it's a very different take on some kind of like horror in wrestling kind of thing. He's hit on something very unique for me, at least. I don't know if there's other people who've done anything like this, but
I don't think so.
And I really like seeing, and I wouldn't want every match to be like this, but I really like getting to see a match where I can, in the middle of it, think like, is he going to give birth to another version of himself? Like, what's happening?
What interdimensional terror is? It was incredible.
I appreciate that the AEW official recap points out that Rush seemed to yell himself back into the match. That with every kick or strike, Rush almost fed off of it, which I'm like, yes. And there was a moment, I think there was the moment where like he arched his back up in the ring and he was just like sort of shrieking, and we're like, what? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyway,
it's insane that was on television, and I am really delighted.
It notes, despite Rush's odd cries of pain, Pac remained in control. And did he? It's really funny to read this like reporting the horror stuff that's happening in a sports match.
Right. And all the like little still shots of Pac just making like a weirded out, disgusted face are just giving me life. Every time I see one of those, I start laughing.
I'm ready to just have Lio Rush have a match with a variety of different people and see how they all react differently. That alone is like, okay, stretch that out for me.
You have to have someone who's just going to be like, nope, and walk away.
Yeah, I would love. We
were talking about this earlier. here. But yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny, and I fucking love it.
It does leave me wondering, what is it like in the locker room? What is it like on the
like when he comes to catering?
Yeah, is he like just getting some, like, I don't know, some green beans, and the caterers are like, like, did people sit at the table with him? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, it's really too bad they came out with those where wrestlers work promos before
they should do that again,
because they should do it again. I need a water cooler situation.
But, like, does he just kind of have like a box in the back of one of the trucks that he sleeps in? Like,
I don't know, man.
Right, anyway,
I don't know, man. I think you said on Blue Sky, does he just like wake up and come out of his rift?
Right.
When it's time.
It's like they keep him. Actually, he's in a mirror. Like, like what? Anyway.
Yeah. He's in the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I knew I would love every moment of that, and I loved it more than I could have anticipated. And thank you, Tony Khan. Please keep doing that. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And then inexplicably, just sort of juxtaposed with that, then we got a Bandito promo.
Yes. It looks like they kind of updated the older video package of Bandito, but I mean, it's a beautiful video package. I'm not upset that they are kind of reusing it, but they updated it a little bit, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, they're gonna push Bandito.
Fuck yeah,
they're
ready.
Gonna push Bandito, and I am ready.
I am ready.
I'm ready. Speaking of, well, Brodito, sort of, we had a strange little squash match with Brody King, Místico, and Máscara Dorada.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, okay, close enough. Welcome back, El Sky team.
Yeah. That was fun, though.
I didn't actually get all the names of the local talent here. I know it was Ricky Gibson.
Cole Rivera, Casey Riff, and Ricky Gibson.
Okay. And I know nothing about any of them. Of course, I'm happy to see all of them.
Yeah.
It's a squash match. Everybody's yelling, fuck ice. It's a squash match.
It was good.
Cool. So then we got the Mina backstage segment with Stat and Shida. And Mina comes in and she says something in Japanese to Shida. And then they're also speaking English as well. I don't even remember what they're talking about, but I guess they're talking about Harley again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about Harley that's happening without Harley
there
being
is.
around.
The recap says Shirakawa said that she heard everything said by Shida in Japanese about Harley Cameron and saw her kendo stick at the scene of Tony Storm's crime. So they're tying that in here.
Right.
And that she doesn't trust Shida.
Right. And then she's saying to Stat, like, I don't trust her. And Stat's like, her face is just like, well, obviously I don't trust her either.
Yeah.
Trust has not entered the picture.
Yeah.
But again, Stat is not saying anything. And, Stat's not the best actor in the world, but she just keeps being like, ugh.
Yeah.
She's looking amazing, though. Like,
she's looking
whatever
great.
her gear is right
stuff.
now, she's looking great.
Yeah.
Love you, Stat. Whatever's happening.
I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
Yeah. We got a little video package about Darby Allin's new championship, and I think the video package was longer than the match.
Kinda. Yeah, well.
And then we close with our main event, the Women's World Championship match between Thekla and Windzaaa. And I actually didn't take notes about this, but I did. The only thing I wrote was that Thekla has really nailed her fishnet waistband management, and I think she needs to help Megan Bayne with that.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm not being mean. I'm saying, no, seriously, like, her gear looks great and you don't see her waistband.
Yeah.
It's not distracting. She looks awesome.
Yeah.
This was a good match.
Yeah, it was a fun match. I think I was kind of like, well, I know who's winning, and and I was sort of like, how, in what way is Thekla going to cheat?
Yes.
I
was hoping for the brass knucks.
I appreciated the return of the brass knucks.
Yes.
Yep. But yeah, it was a good match, fun times. I hope that some more stuff can be built for the Women's World Championship scene.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like they are. Like, I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, it's a very unfortunate situation that will only be ameliorated by more women at the top of the card.
Yeah.
Period. B, more time. You need promo time and you need match time. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
And You need to build strong stories, and they're just not getting the time.
And if we're looking at Ring of Honor, which does book women's matches a lot more,
and I'm
some
excited.
Sometimes they do whole like, but I think we are looking forward to watching an episode that seems to be mostly women's matches.
Yeah, I think there are like a couple men's matches, but there are like 6 big consequential big deal women's matches happening on this card.
But even when it isn't like that, it seems like more on average. And I'm just thinking, well, if I'm a woman wrestler and I'm thinking about, I'm like, well, I want to go be on Ring of Honor. And I don't know. It's just like,
yeah, I mean, well, everyone wants to be on television.
Yeah,
of course, I get that. But like, damn, I know, TK, you can book women, clearly.
It does start to feel like it's more of a network issue than but who knows?
I think it has to do with the time.
Yeah.
We'll see. But you're not going to have a compelling women's world championship title story if you don't give them the time to tell it. So I'm hoping that starts to change and we get somewhere substantial with this.
Yeah.
I don't have any predictions because I have no idea what's about to happen. So in addition to watching Ring of Honor, obviously there's a ton of events that have been happening leading up to, I don't know, whatever the big thing is happening this weekend.
So something else going on, but
there was we haven't watched any of them yet. We're definitely gonna go watch Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Yep.
I kind of want to watch all of the Palm Slam Fest shows, which was Tokyo Joshi, CMLL, Stardom, House of Glory, which I thought was an interesting addition to that mix. And oh god, what was the other one?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Shit. It was 5 shows, and
I feel like I've mainly seen a variety of interesting matches that I've seen people point out happening with various talent that I would like to see. But it's so much, it's like it's like there's a huge cafeteria that has way too many options, and I have but one stomach, sir.
Right. So if we do wind up purchasing that pack of events, like I'm pretty excited about all of them, but like we're gonna have to watch them really slowly, and who knows if we'll say anything about them on the pod. So whatever, we haven't gotten around to any of this shit yet, but we'll let you know if we do, I guess.
Yeah.
Couple items. There's like a couple of other kind of AEW adjacent news things that I thought we could talk about. So they announced Forbidden Door is going to be, I believe, June 28th. Whatever date it is, it's conflicting directly with TNA's Slammiversary.
Oh, that's too bad.
Is it? Carlos, you're reaping what you sow, babe. It's very funny because the impression that I had, I'm not gonna fucking talk too much about like TNA and their whole situation, but the impression that I had was when TNA pulled the matches that they had planned between TNA stars and AEW stars, that people were saying it was related to Collision being on a Thursday opposite Impact.
Right.
Which, like, they've been holding back. They used to do that shit all the time.
Right, yeah.
And they've generally been holding back, which I think is, like, a nice favor, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't TNA talking about going head-to-head on Wednesdays before they got their date? So, like, come on. Whether that's really why, or if it was just someone in the Fed being like, you can't do that.
Right.
Probably, maybe both. I don't know.
Both.
But it's, like, clearly whatever bridge there was has now been burned. And
yeah.
It's like, okay. And I don't really care. But I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with Forbidden Door. I see that they've announced that Stardom and CMLL will be part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it's more like, I felt like last year didn't feel very Forbidden Door-y to me, and that was the only one we've watched.
Heard about it from previous years,
right? Like it just felt kind of like an AEW pay-per-view, which was kind of disappointing. But hopefully they get some good shit going on.
Yeah,
we'll see. And we have to correct also, based on this, our assumptions about when the Owen was going to happen that we were talking about last time. Obviously, those were based on our 2025 experience, which was kind of unusual, I think, for Forbidden Door to be Forbidden Door to be in August and All In to be in July. So our assumptions about when the Owen was going to happen were clearly incorrect, and I don't know what that means for the roadmap to All In.
Right.
But I guess we're going to find out, and I'm excited to find that out.
Journey. Yeah.
The other thing is that AEW apparently filed a trademark for a show titled AEW Redemption. I'm like, as in Red Dead Redemption? Could this be the big event that they may put against Saudi Mania next year? Could it be where Hangman gets his redemption? I don't know. I'm excited.
Could be.
Whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Do we have a cat update? Not really, right?
Not really. They're doing good. Cats have medical issues. You medicate them. You hope for the best. And when it's like something like an infection kind of thing, or
okay, you're being really vague. We treated the cats for Giardia. The cats. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh no, the cats have cancer." No, everybody's fine.
They're just outdoor cats who had some Giardia.
The cats we just brought in, had some parasites, and so we have not introduced them physically to the rest of the home or to the other cats. So they have been treated, and we're hoping that when we bring some poop to the vet, we're gonna get the all clear. I think I was starting to them hang out together.
Try to talk lightly about it because I didn't want to jump straight into poop talk. But poop talk. It is ultimately poop talk.
We do a lot of that. I'm not afraid of poop talk. Yeah, I'd be in the wrong line of work if I was afraid of poop talk.
That's true. Anyway, yes. So hopefully in another week or two, everybody's clear to finally mingle and get their fighting and playing and hissing and snuggling and everything going on. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
Not really. I guess I thought it was kind of interesting. I'll bring up that they had the little, like, this is stupid, but the little NFL AEW Lucha Mask tie-in thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think my inner kid was sort of like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like, I don't know. And as someone who is enjoying this thing, I generally don't give two shits about like corporate tie-ins and like just capitalists like selling merch kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But enjoying AEW and wanting, thinking like, this is pretty cool. I'm happy that they're doing well, right? Like, it's a good sign. It's that kind of a thing where it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. And like, I know some people have been kind of like, yeah, they look like crap. And like, yeah, they were always going to look like crap. It's an NFL like corporate tie-in. Like, what do you expect?
I'm sure they could have been designed probably better, but
yes, no, absolutely. But I will say to AEW, like, people have wanted lucha masks. Sell a Bandito mask. Sell a Máscara Dorada mask.
Give me the Claudio Castagnoli Death Riders lucha mask.
Yeah. And adding on top of that, just to repeat, if we've said it before, which we should have, activewear is a complicated thing to sell.
The Death Riders sports bra.
Death Riders sports bra.
Said that already.
Yeah, at least what we said today earlier was like, sell Death Riders patches that you can put on your.
Because like Marina's clearly just putting patches on her existing clothes and they look badass. Like I could take a sports bra that fits or like a cute little workout pants that fit and put a Death Riders patch on it. I would.
So
do it.
Merch note for AEW: sell Death Riders patches for people to put on their clothing.
Also, on our hike that we took earlier today, we had a funny idea because we've both been working out at Orange Theory, and we were like, "What if they did a cross promotion with Orange Cassidy? Where he they do just a couple videos in the fitness studio where he's like leading the class, and he's just like, I don't know, run or whatever." Very stupid.
After like 5 minutes, he's like, keep going.
Very stupid, but I would pop for that. We don't have a bean this week because I haven't made any beans, but maybe next week we'll have a bean. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be some toe beans when we can get home.
Toe beans. Yeah, but we're not going to eat those.
No, that's true.
All right. So I think that about wraps it up. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Chatter Machine.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Find us on Blue Sky and Instagram at Chatter Machine. Email us at chattermachine@gmail.com. Like and subscribe and leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube, which we will put up shortly after this joins the regular RSS feed. Our theme music is by Sasha Enda on a Creative Commons license. For details on that, please check out the show notes. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.